Hello, my friend, and welcome back. Today is Monday, and I want to start off the week with this powerful message that kind of came to me over the weekend. It kind of dawned on me, and there was something specific that sparked this thought or this inspiration, whatever you would like to call it. Well, so the end of last week, I saw an article, and we don't talk too specifically about current events, but I just want to give you this as an example because it, you know, was what sparked the thought for the video today. I read an article about Dr. Fauci recommending vitamins. And now this was the first time I have seen anything like that come out of this man's mouth. And I'm not saying I'm not getting into it, whatever. But I just thought that was so amazing. And I read the article, and in the article he recommends I think vitamin D and vitamin C. He's now recommending. I was like, wow, that's friggin' awesome. But what I didn't see at the time and what dawned on me over the weekend was that the light is seeping through the cracks. The light is winning. Now, we always knew that the light would win in the long run. We just didn't know what that would look like and what would have to happen in order, because there is only light. That is the truth. There is only light. So, but our consciousness has put us in this reality of duality, and it's just our judgment of things that makes things bad or good, because the end result is always perfect. So how we get there is neither bad nor good. It is just the avenue to getting there. But for all intensive purposes and for conversation, for it to just freaking make sense, is that we are in spiritual and psychological warfare right now. And it is the quote unquote light against the dark. And, as we go through this and as we go through these times, there has been a lot of demonizing. There has been a lot of pointing the finger and, oh, they're a dark entity, they're the reptilian, the yada yada yada, go, and you can really slice and dice it into your conspiracy theories and, that what exactly these dark energies are and whatever it is. But it's basically, in general, it is the light against the dark. And what we need to do as light workers, part of our job is to be recognizing the light and seeing the light and pointing it out when it is coming through the cracks, because it is. So it's basically like the vision that I got was almost like if you've ever seen a volcano erupt. Sometimes the magma is red, but when it has gone over a period of time, the magma, the lava on top, turns black. But there are points where that blackness cracks and you can see the fresh red magma coming up from the bottom, and sometimes it will seep out. That is very much the vision I got for the light seeping through, is that, our world, our reality might be hardened in this darkness, but it is the light that comes from within that is going to break through and crack through, and it's going to seep through the darkness, and it is going to encompass the darkness in light. Now, we kind of always knew that this was happening, but like I said before, we didn't know what we would have to endure or go through to get to that point. But if we keep wielding our light warrior shields and our light swords, we might not have to go through, I think that there's been a lot of talk about apocalyptic scenarios, and no one really knows what's going to happen. But what if we could avoid that? What if we didn't have to go through that? Because a complete apocalyptic scenario is really just a more intense squeeze for awakening. But what if we were to awaken and not need that more intense squeeze? What if the light were to be popping through? So why I bring that up is because, I think that we think that, like, the people that are in power no longer need to be in power. It needs to be swept away, and we need to build something totally new. Yes, we are building something totally new, but what if it didn't have to happen in a way of complete collapse? What if the people that were in power now, what if we were to continue to pray for them? What if we were to continue to have compassion for them? What if we were to continue to have the faith that they too are God, and that the light could shine from within them? It could start to break through. What if we were to have that faith? What if we were to go forward in that? And I think that a big way that we can do that is starting to recognize when the light is breaking through. And to me, that article that I read about Dr. Fauci, that is the light coming through. That is the light seeping through a man that has maybe been categorized as denser energy, let's just call it. And I don't believe that there is energy in this world that is too dense for the light to penetrate. There's not a person in the world that is in too much of a denser energy, or there is not an entity in creation that is too dense for the light to break through. Because at the end of the day, we are all light. Whether or not we have let our exterior harden, our ego, whether or not we were let our ego take the reins, which would cause the dark exterior, we are still light at the root. So if we as light workers continue to blast this world with light, we will continue to pray and to have faith in the light that burns inside every single one of us. That is how we are able to win. That is how we are able to create this new world and this new earth without the complete shattering of our old. Think about that. Like, you can break something down from the outside. Let's take that magma. You could beat that magma from the outside to try and break it up to let that light through from the underneath. But what might happen? You might get burned. It would be forced. It would be effort. But if we were to visualize and to really emphasize the light coming from within and bursting through from the outside, completely overcoming the dark exterior, that feels a lot less force. That feels a lot more in flow, and it feels a lot more like what we talk about very often about not inflicting our beliefs on someone else. I think we haven't talked about this in a long time, but we are not here to teach people's lessons. We are here to be way showers and to be leaders. And by being a leader, you are first. Leaders don't turn around and say, you have to do this, and the way you're doing it is wrong. No, if you ever noticed leaders, true leaders, light leaders, lead by example. And Jesus said, follow me. Jesus didn't turn around and point the finger and said, hey, the way you're living is bad. You need to change the way you're living. No, Jesus said, follow me. Jesus looked at every single person with the ultimate compassion and said, follow me. Let me set the example for you. Let me be the way shower. Let me walk through the darkness as a beacon of light. And that is what we need to do. Right now, it is not about, forcing our opinions and our beliefs on other people. Right now is about being the light workers, being the way showers. And as a light worker, you have to know in your heart that you can simply lead your life and do your work and become that love energy in your life. And you know that that affects every other person on this planet way more than that beating, than that cracking open of the lava from the outside. You know that by shining your light from the inside, you are then shining your light upon the world. And part of shining that light is recognizing the light in others and recognizing the light in our world. And to me, him recommending those vitamins, if that's not the light cracking through, I don't know what is. And I want to continue to look for that. I want to really seek out where the light is cracking through, and I want to recognize it, and I want to be grateful for it, and I want it to bring me back to my faith of the light of the divine of God being within every single one of us, because we are all God. There is only one energy. There is only one consciousness. We cannot be separate from that. Neither can anyone else. So let's start to look for that light, because the light is cracking through and the light needs our help. And recognizing and bringing attention to it and having conversations and not arguments about what is going on, and maybe sharing a difference of opinions in conversation. But remember, this is not a time of fighting. This is not a time of arguing. This is not a time of demonizing. This is a time of compassion and recognizing and looking for the light. So that was our message for today. My name is Anne, and I want to thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope to see you next time.